Well, welcome back to the show, boys and girls. Here's 5 things that kind of make me scratch my head about the C8 Corvette. This isn't a 5 things I hate. I love the car, but more just things that make me just kind of think like why they do that. Let's do a little intro, lead into it. All right, like I said, this is not a 5 things I don't like about the car. The car is phenomenal. I've had exactly 2 months today. This is not a case of don't meet your heroes. I pretty much idolized the car. 2 years before I took delivery of it, I loved the car. It met all my expectations and continues to exceed them. And this is not a complaining video at all. More for people out there that buy the car. These are a couple things that you might be like, wow, why'd they do that? And I'm just gonna touch on those things. 2 of the things are in the interior and the rest is on the exterior. We'll go through them real quick. Shouldn't take too long to run through this. And I want to know your opinions below. If you're a C8 Corvette owner or not, if you think I'm crazy, I don't know. So go to the car and start with number 1. All right, over here in the interior of the C8 Corvette, this interior is very, very refined. I absolutely love it. With that being said, there are 2 interior things that kind of make me scratch my head. One I heard about quite a bit on forums and reviews before I took delivery of the car, and that is the buttons on the steering wheel. These up here and on the spokes feel great. The Z buttons, it's a brushed aluminum, steel, magnesium, I don't know, but it feels really good. All these buttons feel great, no problem back here. The paddles feel absolutely awesome. They feel heavy and really gratifying when you pull them. But down here, the volume buttons and the favor buttons feel like they don't belong. They don't feel great to pull. They don't sound that good. They feel very chintzy. And behind them, it almost feels like they're not finished. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like behind it. I've never seen it, so you're seeing it for the first time. But yeah, they don't feel great. I wish someone would make something to put behind here. I know they make carbon covers for these guys, but like something behind it, something with rubber grippy pads or something. It doesn't sound great. It just feels cheap. It feels like an afterthought. The entire interior, they were done, and they're like, hey, we need volume buttons. Like, shit, I'm gonna throw these guys down there. And yeah, it kind of makes me scratch my head why they took the time on so many things, but these buttons just feel so cheap and unfinished, especially behind them. It just feels like a piece of Chinese plastic when it's got some of that plastic burr on it. I can't describe it. Just kind of drives me insane. It makes me just want to use this button more than I need to. I know it's silly, but yeah, I don't like these buttons. All right, number 2 in the interior kind of surprised me, and that is the panel gaps between the door and the dashboard. It's hard to get on scale there, but it's almost half an inch. On both sides, it's identical. It doesn't matter which trim you have, 1, 2, 3 LT, it's all the same. And just out of curiosity, I measured the ones on my C5 Corvette, and they're actually about a quarter of an inch closer together. So my C5, which is many generations older than this, has closer panel gaps on the door to the dashboard. Why they did this, I don't know. They easily could have filled the gap by another quarter inch to make it look a little better. It confuses me. It just kind of takes you out of the interior at times. Even passengers are like, hey, why is that gap so wide? I'm like, I don't know. Kind of weird. It doesn't really bother me. It's just, it's interesting. I don't know why they chose to do that. Maybe if it was close tolerance, I could see in the heat in the summer touching, but there's no way it's going to expand that much. You know what I mean? Just kind of strange. All right, coming to the outside of the car here, number 3, and that is the intakes here. Now, from outside of the car, it's fine. You'll never notice this. But when you're detailing or washing the car, you got someone interested in the car, they want to look at it. It looks extremely unfinished inside. You got bolts coming through right there. You got all kind of bolts hanging out up here. You can scratch yourself on if you got to use the button up there. You got wires. You got grounding wires everywhere. You can see little actuators for the fuel door. Why they didn't put a piece of wire mesh to cover this, I have no idea. It couldn't have cost them that much. Kind of weird, kind of strange. It's just extremely ugly. Again, you never see this unless you're down here farting around. But people that are curious about the car, they see this stuff and they're like, huh, that's weird. And I'm like, yeah, I agree, it is. It is strange. Actually, you can see some foam up there. I don't know, sound deadening or something, but yeah. That's number 3, just a lack of overall finished look in the intakes. All right, number 4 is something for the base model. Even though this is a technically base model, I have the upgraded wheels to the Tridents in stock form. There'll be a picture right here. The wheels that come with this car that everyone gets rid of, I feel like right away. Why such an awesome, exotic looking car? They filmed it in with these very just boring, basic wheels. I have no idea. I think this was the best option. Factory is a Trident. The Gray Spectre, I love them. I really do. Once these are lowered an inch, the car that is, and brought out about 12 millimeters or so, and they fit flush with the fender, it'll look really good. I'll keep these wheels the length of the time I have the car. I really do like them, but in stock base form, the 5-spoke deals, aluminums, or even the black ones with the silver lip, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what they were doing. They really just, almost any wheel would look better than those things. I don't know why they did that on this brand new mid-engine Corvettes. Even since launch, I'm like, the car is amazing, and they put those on it. I don't understand. But like I said, you can get those things so cheap. I feel like 85% of the people with those rims, as soon as they get the car, within a week they're selling them on eBay. You can get a whole set for like 400 bucks. They're so cheap. And lastly, number 5. This car looks amazing from almost every angle except the rear. The front, it looks awesome. The side profile, the front quarter panels look awesome. Even the top of the car, the window looks awesome. Even from the rear looking forward, looks awesome. But looking at the car dead on from the back, I feel like it was built by committee. I feel like every team was like, you get the front, you get the side, you get this, you get that. And everyone else at the end will all do the rear end together. And I feel like that's what you got. From the square tips in the back to me personally, the rear vents in the back should be longer, like the Z06. It just feels like a mess. I don't hate it. I feel like I'm growing on it, and I like it better without a wing, honestly. I feel like with the wing, it's way too busy. Like I said, the square tips that are aluminum, that you can see the heat shield behind, it's kind of tacky. The taillights are very contemporary, a little busy, but all this together is just a lot going on, and I feel like everyone had input, and they just put it in a machine and they spit out products, and that's what we got. The rear end is just a lot going on. You either love it or you hate it, but for most people I talk to, a lot of consensus I've heard is that the rear end's kind of a mess. The rest of the car, phenomenal job. The design team knocked it out of the park, but they got to the rear end and they were like, how do we finish this damn thing? But not a deal breaker. I love the car. The square looking at the back end of the car, it's just something about it needs to be tweaked. I don't know what it is. I don't design cars for a living. It just seems off. So hopefully I'm not too crazy in assuming that. And at least one other person out there agrees with me. But anyways, guys, that's 5 things that the Corvette design team, I feel like we're just kind of like, just finish the damn thing. Just get it done. We got to get this thing out. It's almost 2020. It is what it is. So will we see a mid-model refresh of the rear end? They've done it in the past with C4, maybe, I don't know. The Z06 does look better, wider, and especially the vents elongated. It looks more proper. And with the exhaust tips in the middle, I do like that. I don't mind the exhaust on the side. I just wish it looked better from the factory. But the new factory black tips do look good. They're a little bigger and they fit the car better. I wish I went that route, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's 5 things. Like I said, hope you guys found this informative and fun. Got some more C5 Corvette stuff coming next week. And I'm finally starting to buy some mods for this guy. It should be here in about 3 weeks. All the stuff I'm doing for this guy, starting, never ends, you know. Anyways, guys, go enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you guys probably next Monday. Mark out.